This journey begins with a tale of problems.
Oh, stop that, it's gonna break.
Frustrations and emotions. When the RV's bouncing, we need to stop touching it. So if 3 hours from now we find out that it's not the right place, that would be very frustrating. Are you kidding me?
On top of everything else, probably have a significant electrical problem with the trailer. We just start this day over. So Mobile Tech 1 did not pan out. Prepare to self-rescue. Help is not coming.
We're just throwing stuff at the wall and we're gonna try to make it work.
You better figure out how to take care of yourself because no one's coming to help you.
But this story ends with an almost fairy tale ending and an unexpected hero. We walk through all of our issues, our resolutions, what we would do differently, and if we would purchase CoachNet again.
You can absolutely do this yourself. This was not what today's video was supposed to be about.
But the story first begins with a short travel day and high hopes.
It's 11 o'clock on the dot, so we're not late getting out on this late travel day like we were last week, so that's a plus.
I think that's enough bell pepper for you. I'm kind of thinking that one of our good friends is a T-Rex because every time we go out, he never seems to be able to reach his wallet. We did everything as normal. We unhooked as normal. And once I went to hit auto level, things started happening. This is new. We're getting some really weird error messages that we shouldn't be getting on concrete. Okay, I get it. You quiet. It seems almost like we're stroking out on the front. It won't auto level. It's saying that it's too far off, so we tried to kind of maneuver some stuff around and get it to go, turn it off, turn it on.
And then at one point it said right front jack fault, as if there may be something wrong with the jack. I don't know. All I can do is put the truck under it and try to retract all. I'll probably drop the legs down 2 or 3 holes and
hoping this is an easy fix. So I tried to pull this side down because it's at a severe angle, but we can't get under it.
oh, stop that, it's gonna break,
So that hopping was it sliding down the jack, so there's definitely something wrong.
Well, what's happening over here is when you hit the button to raise them up, you hear the jack kick in, but it's just kind of going thunk, 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 like it's got a broken tooth on it or something, or a broken gear. We got plenty of battery voltage. It's not anything like that, but we're stuck for the moment. Got that CoachNet card in here somewhere. Golly, every time I move that rear jack, the front settles more.
Keep going. We gotta get the pressure off all.
Ooh, I'm relatively sure I can change the jack out myself. The problem is I have to get the trailer supported so I can work on it. And I can't support the trailer unless I get my truck under there.
Are you kidding me?
On top of everything else, and I plug this in, neutral on line 2 and neutral reversed. We just start this day over.
Does the rig having problems do something to that? I don't know the answer to that, or is that coincidental?
No. Well, I'm gonna go try it on 30 amp because it's 90 degrees and we need some kind of air conditioning for the dog. So I'm gonna go put a 30 amp adapter and see if that side of the power is decent, but one thing at a time, let's get this leg fixed.
Apparently our screen didn't latch when I went out to talk to Cody, and Eris saw a squirrel and chased it across our lot. My bad. good news is we have our max air fan. We do have a little air circulating for the dogs.
Line 2 and neutral reversed. I'm not going to pretend to try to explain exactly what that means, but I do know that it can cause hot skin, and I know it can cause electrical shocks, and it's not good. And so we started checking some things. I used my old non-WATCHDOG surge protector that doesn't have an EMS and plugged the trailer in. We took this nifty little outlet checker and started plugging it in. Jeremy's suggestion was to reach out to Grand Design first. He said, under no circumstances should we plug into a pedestal. It's 4 o'clock. We're about an hour and a half away from the Mobile Tech getting out here to try to see if we can get our legs up. We're gonna handle one thing at a time. Let's get the trailer functional with the landing gear, which is gonna be really expensive, because the nearest Mobile Tech was 3 hours away and they charge by the hour, $110 an hour, by the way. So we're at $330 by the time they get here. Hopefully they can fix our landing gear, and then we'll make a plan on the power thing. It's sounding like we're gonna need professional help.
It's managing your emotions in it.
I bought a 5-year extended service plan with CoachNet. I've never had to use it. Up until now, I thought I was an idiot for spending that money. So I called them and left my number for a callback, so we're just kind of waiting on that right now. And what they're telling me is all they do is organize the roadside assistance and take care of the call-out fee.
According to CoachNet, our best option is 3 hours from now, and they are sending a tire shop. Cody does have a background in transportation, so he explained, now hang on, I need to make sure that this is an actual RV tech that can work on electric jacks. And they're like, yeah, they work on semis. And he said, no, hang on, semi jacks work differently. Apparently, with our coverage, we are going to pay them 3 hours drive. 3 hours drive. So if 3 hours from now we find out that it's not the right place, that would be very frustrating.
Oh, you're gonna love this. 5:03. Mobile Tech's supposed to be here in 30 minutes. I just got a call from the Mobile Tech place to tell me, yeah, CoachNet called and said, you just want us to lift the trailer up for you and make sure it doesn't fall down, and we're not gonna be able to actually fix it. He's like, CoachNet's gonna cover the first couple of hours, but this is still probably gonna be $400 or $500. He said, but I need to know, you're gonna have to tell me where to jack the trailer up at. It's not on me to know. I'm not the professional Mobile Tech. So at the end of the day, he doesn't have the parts. They're not an RV tech. And they just were gonna drive out here, I guess, and try to figure out where to jack the trailer up, charge me $500+ and not fix the problem. I've been sitting out here for 3 hours in the sun because it's too hot to sit in the house, waiting on them. They were just about to leave for them to tell me they know unequivocally they cannot fix it and that nobody has the parts. And he's like, well, everybody else can tell you the same thing. I said, then I'll call somebody that's not 3 hours away to tell me the same thing. First time I've ever called a Mobile Tech, totally worthless. I don't even know. I called back up to CoachNet and let them know kind of the mishap with the first Mobile Tech they call out that we waited on for 3 hours. They're working on finding someone else who will come out either today or tomorrow. No promises. That was Max telling me he's working on it. That was the same Max that called me earlier from CoachNet and sent a tire shop out to try to fix landing gear. Sheila, who was my main call center contact at CoachNet, super awesome, super apologetic, and she's doing everything she can to call people she knows to try to find somebody around here that'll come out on a Saturday. But there is a manual override on these jacks, so I'm going to try to jack it up by hand, get it level so we can live in it, and hopefully try to figure out what the heck's going on with our electrical system. About 8 cranks get you 1/8 of an inch. We love RV life. I wouldn't trade it for anything, even with all the problems. We managed to budget about another, not even 1/8 of an inch. If we try to move it now, maybe we found a gear. Is it moving now?
No.
Yeah, we're at 3.5 inches now.
Yay!
We moved like 1/10 of an inch. I've been cranking on this thing for 10 minutes. Maybe the logic of redneck finds a way will work. So we're just gonna go right here to the bottom of the frame post. And if I get some pressure off, it'll catch a gear. This is not a how-to.
We're just throwing stuff at the wall, and we're gonna try to make it work for the night for our own sanity. part that usually drops,
This part.
that's not the part that dropped. It was this part that you've been cranking on fell out.
So the gears are stripped out in that leg. So Mobile Tech 1 did not pan out. They have another legit, they tell me, RV Mobile Tech that's going to come out at 9 a.m. Monday. For now, we have the jack under the right front side, which is giving us problems. We have all of our slides out. I talked to Grand Design and we did a lot more in-depth testing. He seems to think the power issue is coming from the campground, so the power issue is not yet resolved. It's been a really trying day. Considering we're safe and comfortable, we'll take this on again tomorrow. RV life, baby. Morning, folks. Sometimes a good night's sleep is all you need. We finally got everything put up and had dinner about 9 o'clock last night and just went straight to bed. So we still have the jack issue, still got a few things going on. Luckily, we were able to get a tech to come out here today. This is not a CoachNet tech. This is a tech that we set up by ourselves. He's going to come out today and help us out. We did a little troubleshooting on the phone yesterday. So in preparation for that, I have no idea what he's going to need access to, but I have a feeling this wall inside the basement where all these wires are might need to come down. So I'm going to go rip everything out of the basement because I don't want to have this guy out here on Sunday waiting on me to make space for him.
Holy moly. Cody, the staff probably doesn't look very highly on this. Now, since you're organizing anyways, here's some boxes.
I have no idea what I'll do with these, but thank you.
All the loose stuff that
There's
gets
no loose
tossed
stuff.
in
Look
here.
at it. It's clean. There's no loose stuff. What loose stuff?
This kind of stuff. This stuff.
Well, that's just there.
That stuff can go in a nice little, neat little box.
Did you do the same with the inside?
I hid a bunch of stuff, and I made it smell decent.
I hid all my stuff right out here.
Yeah, you didn't hide it very well.
So I got all this stuff out, and I didn't need to. Something we've heard since we got our Grand Design, and I'm not sponsored, I'm not affiliated, I have no different relationship than Grand Design with anyone else that owns a Grand Design vehicle. But we've heard since day one they want customers for life, and the experience we had today is exactly why they have it, because they sent an SRT out. He came out and we did some more testing on the electrical system, and what was funny is none of those issues existed today. But everything checked out fine with the power on the rig. The rig has no power issue, and now the pedestal doesn't have an issue. And he asked me, has anybody left? I said, yeah, we had a Class A right next to us that left. Some other people have left. And he said, probably what it was is someone had a problem with their rig or with another pedestal downstream. And once they unhooked the rig and killed that breaker, it's no longer an issue. Power WATCHDOG's on, the happy white dog face is on there, and everything's good with that. I mentioned to him on the phone that we had a broken leg. All I was going to do was ask him if I had enough space to change it. Changing out one of these legs is really simple. So I'll give you just a brief idea. You can absolutely do this yourself if you need to. We just lifted on the frame with the floor jack. There's a bolt here. There's a bolt back here to take the motor head off. Unplug it here. Bolt, and then we take our pull pin off and our shoe, kick it to the side, and lift it all up through here. That's the culprit, huh? Set it on the ground, put the new one down, reverse the order, run it from the top to the bottom, install these 2 bolts, put the motor back on, put the sand shoe back on, and you're done. You do have to recalibrate the auto leveling system, which Grand Design took care of while they were here. You can Google it, super easy process to recalibrate and set your 0 point. And we're good to go. And our motor was great. When your motor actuates, it spins this screw in the top here, and that pushes the leg down or pulls the leg up. there's one long screw that runs all the way down through. So when your motor's engaged, that screw turns and pushes this leg out. When that screw strips out on the inside, it won't hold its own weight and it won't go up either. Normally, we just run our legs down like that. And he did recommend in all situations to pull this pin and let this leg come down a little bit, usually 3 or 4 holes if we can get away with it. The logic behind that is that you're not having to run that screw all the way to the end of it, where it might be flexing a little bit when the trailer moves and, you know, breaking things down more often. He said the motors are usually pretty solid, so in this situation, all we needed was the leg. We reused the old motor. I asked if he would recommend for me to go ahead and change the other side, because things often run in twos, and he said, no, luck of the draw. He said, you may not ever have any trouble out of the other side, so just leave it alone. You can absolutely do it yourself, just do it safely with proper support. If you can get your truck under the trailer, that's probably the best thing you can do to do it safely. Major thanks to the SRT team. They gave us really quick responses. They took really good care of us. They gave us a clean bill of health on our trailer, and now we can travel confidently. Issues are resolved. Now, after I load everything back into the storage area, we can go out and have some fun.
Yeah, you get all this mess cleaned up. I'm sick of it, sick of looking at it. We also found out that there is an escapees rally happening right behind us. And I heard something about margaritas. They won't know if we were meant to be there or not. We'll just infiltrate their rally.
So what did we learn with all this trouble? One, we learned that we could have changed that front jack ourselves, which I knew to begin with. My fear was I didn't have the trailer high enough off the ground, and my honest assumption was I was going to need help getting it off the ground, which turned out to not be the case. We could have changed it right as it set, but Grand Design went above and beyond to get somebody out here for the reason of the weird power issue that we had that turned out to not be an issue, and while they were here, they took care of the jacks. And while we were here, the campground came to check on us when we were having trouble. We had lots of neighbors come over and offer to help. I had friends in the RV community that I called and spent a lot of time on the phone with. You guys know who you are, so thank you guys. That's the wonderful thing about this community. There always seems to be somebody to help. On the subject of CoachNet and what I recommended, earlier in the video I said that we had an extended warranty through CoachNet. That was inaccurate. CoachNet is just a roadside assistance service. So when you have that flat tire or your camper's stuck down in a campground, they're there to organize a shop to help you and get someone out to help you. With that said, it doesn't cover a whole lot in terms of costs. They were going to cover my call-out fee, which depending on where you're at, maybe $100, $150, $200 to get a road service truck to start. And by call-out fee, that's just what they charge you when they start the truck before they even drive a mile in your direction. If I were given a recommendation, you just kind of have to know what your comfort level is on things. I've got a background in some of this stuff, so for me, I probably wouldn't buy CoachNet again because I can get online and use resources like rvhelp.com to find technicians in your area. I can call my own shop. Really, after you talk to CoachNet, you end up dealing with the shop directly anyway on all the pricing and estimate approvals. Now, I can see if you had a Class A and you've got those big tires to change and things like that, a roadside assistance program may be a lot more beneficial to you. For us in our situation, I probably wouldn't buy CoachNet again. Now, we do have a 5-year platinum warranty with the Priority RV Network that's supposed to cover this thing basically from bumper to bumper for 5 years. Knock on wood or knock on plastic, we haven't had to use that yet. It was about $2,500 for a 5-year platinum program when we bought our rig. If it does what it says it's going to do in the event of a major repair, we'll be glad we had that. But just for the sake of transparency, we've never filed anything on that warranty, so I can't give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the extended warranties through Priority.
I'm grateful the campground didn't kick us out, because as soon as we got here, now we would have gotten that awesome thumbnail, we got kicked out. Maybe we would have went viral, Cody.
Hey, I could stand to go viral. Remember, we got to get those 200,000 views in a month to get that train horn, and I want that train horn.
As soon as we got here, we junked up the place. We had issues. We had the dogs out here tied to the picnic table, but it was hot and we had to do it. So we kind of broke some rules as soon as we got here, and they were gracious enough to call and check on us and come by and check on us. It is a beautiful resort, and we're going to actually try to enjoy it.
And we're going to get back to the fun stuff, and we'll see you guys on the highway. And we took this nifty little outlet. I mean, obviously we have no AC. We can't get to our fridge. We can't get to my work computer when I need to work on Monday. He wanted to wash his hands, so I go get this out, and we broke my sprayer.
Of course.
Of course.